Welcome back to Inside Guelph. We're going to be talking about 3 white poisons that are affecting our overall health with Dr. Phil McAllister. Thanks for being here.
Always a pleasure, Trish.
3 white poisons. It sounds so ominous. Yes.
Oh, indeed.
What's the first? I'd like to guess. Yeah.
Well, if we get into the summer, you've got this beautiful weather upon us. A lot of people wanting to get into bathing suits and shorts, and a lot of people unsure and not very confident about getting into those bathing suits or shorts. So we want to look at ways that we can start to shed those pounds into the summer. So when we look at the 3 white poisons, what we're basically looking at are things like white refined sugar, white salt, and white flour. Those types of things, it's hard to avoid in most of the processed foods that we have these days. So one of the most important of the 3 is, of course, the sugar. It's very hard to avoid sugar anywhere unless we're eating real food.
Right.
So when we look at the aspect of sugar, the average North American is taking in about 120 to 200 pounds of refined sugar per year. Oh. And then, it's bad for us. There's no bottom line that we don't need it. What we need is nutrients. And if you think of any food that goes into our body, it's a chemical. Just like anything else that's chemical, food is a chemical, and our body will react to it. And one of the toughest things that happens with sugar is the fact that it makes our body and our blood very acidic. So if you think of body pH, it's much like our body temperature. If our body temperature goes up or down too far, it can be life-threatening.
And I hear cancer it thrives in an acidic environment. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Sugar loves cancer.
Oh.
And it's not the sugar, it's the acidic nature of what it becomes. So just like cavities, it's not sugar that causes cavities. It's the acid that causes the cavities, right?
Okay.
So when we look at that aspect of what happens when sugar goes into the body, that white refined sugar, it's easily taken up. Within seconds, it's into the bloodstream, it attaches to a water molecule, and away we go. We got that insulin spike. And what happens after the insulin spike?
Your body, I have no idea.
It drops.
I was going to fake an answer.
Yeah, you were going to fake an answer. I like that.
Go for a run. I don't know. So
generally what happens for all of us is we get that insulin spike, and then we get that drop. All of a sudden, we need more sugar. So this is where the aspect of sugar becomes such a problem that people are getting addicted to it. They're eating a lot of it. It's in most foods that we're eating that are processed. So anything that ends with OSC, sucrose, fructose, glucose, all those things, those are those sugars that we need to avoid.
So can I just say though, when I gave up sugar for Living Free for the Children's Foundation, and I got some response from people saying, oh, you can't give up sugar. They thought, the natural sugars and fruits and wine, which I did not give up.
Yeah.
But the natural sugars, that's okay.
You got it.
Okay.
And that's what we want to look at. Is we can certainly understand that the white refined sugar is not necessary in our body. We're eating a lot, but we're very undernourished these days as far as a North American society. So some substitutes to look at, some easy tips that people can start to do to avoid the white refined sugar. Some substitutes are things like nice unpasteurized raw honey, the good stuff. Not the cheap honey, the good stuff. And of course, things like agave nectar. Organic agave nectar.
Okay.
Again, very, very healthy for us. Great natural sweetener. Don't need a lot of it. And it's actually got a lot of nutrients that our body enjoys.
Oh, it looks like maple syrup.
Yeah.
And as we're running low on time, it's also, so white flour, you're saying we should be reading the ingredients as well. And sodium is such it kills your blood pressure.
Well, it's what kills food, right? The whole reason salt was brought into the mix as far as food was to keep it lasting for a long time by killing it. Oh. So it's quite simple that salt and flour, again, are just non-nutrients to our body, and they can cause a lot of problems. And we really have to get back to looking at what our grandparents ate as far as real healthy food.
And the real food. So it's the real. That's the key word there, real. So we're going to cut out sugar, flour, salt, although those are the first 3 ingredients of the cookies I make. You just add butter. It's good. Well, thank you for being here, and I wish you a great summer, because if we get rid of those 3 things, we're going to be in our bathing suits and looking good.
You got it. It's a great way to lose a couple pounds a week right off the bat, eh? Thank you.
Thank you. When we get back, we're learning all about the great tourist attractions right here in the Royal City.